What are you doing?
Brushing my teeth.
Why are you brushing your teeth?
We're about to do the podcast.
That's not, you don't need to do that. It's a podcast.
Yeah, sure I do. I want to look good. I don't want to have stinky breath or smelly breath for the podcast.
They can't smell you though.
Hygiene is important. Sure.
Yeah, but they can't smell you on the podcast.
Well, I just want my teeth to be shiny. You gotta look good when you do these things.
They can't even see you.
Sure they can.
Alright, give me that.
Welcome to Things About Stuff with Tim. We're doing this podcast for the good of humanity, to add to the body of human knowledge for the betterment of human souls.
We hope you enjoy this educational experience as you journey with us through space, time, and the human brain itself.
The thing about stuff is, the more stuff you know, the more you know about things.
And when you know stuff, you also know things.
Enormous.
And pretty hot.
The mysteries of the uterus.
In my expert opinion, cheese is the pinnacle of humankind.
Soccer starts with S. Satan starts with S. Soccer is of the devil.
Let's dive in and find out. It's true.
What are we talking about today?
We're about to find out.
Oh, sorry.
Episode 4.
It's 7.
7. It's
7.
Is it 7?
7.
7?
Yes, 7.
Shit, we gotta redo it then. Episode 7. What's the topic again?
Oh.
Oh God. Topic is gravy.
Gravity.
Let's just redo it again, okay?
Fine.
All right, episode 7, gravity.
Today we're talking about gravity.
No, I already did the intro, okay? Okay?
So, let's get started then. I guess let's get started with this episode. So, gravity.
What even is it?
No, it's a lie, is what it is. It's a lie that started with Copernicus.
Yeah, my friend John von Vanderbilt, he hates gravity. And I honestly have to agree because there's nothing good about gravity.
Gravity is just the worst. I mean, you look at all the stuff in history and the world. I mean, you look at maybe the most important thing in the world.
Look, all I'm saying is Hiroshima and Nagasaki wouldn't have turned out the same way if it weren't for gravity. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Nuclear weapons, gravity.
Well, gravity is just trying to keep the common man down, is what it is. It's just a big ploy.
You know what I like to call it? I like to call it the Great Suppressor. Because honestly, that's what it does. It suppresses you. It keeps you down. It holds you down. It's honestly, oppressive, and I'd like to escape its rule for one, but,
I just feel so much pressure from gravity. It's like I'm just being pushed down.
Whenever I go to the polls to vote, I feel a lot of pressure from gravity to vote a certain way. Because, honestly, the influence it has, I fear for my life every time. Because, if I elect to get rid of gravity, they're going to come after me and my family. And honestly, that's just not what I want to, come out of with, elections and whatnot. So,
you grow up as a little kid here in America, and you're told always set your expectations high, have these great expectations for the future, and lofty goals, and the sky is the limit. Well, let me tell you, the sky, we ain't even going to get there, pals, because of gravity. Gravity is just restrictive and holding us down, and with everybody in the world, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what you've achieved, you're still expected to abide by the law of gravity. And I think that sucks. What do you think?
I think I respect, scientists like Harvey Weinstein and Hillary Clinton and, all those guys, Jack McLuhan, all them, Jeffrey Dahmer, great scientists in their fields. One scientist I can't respect at all is fucking Isaac goddamn Newton. That guy, before Isaac Newton, before that, he made that apple fall using his gravity waves that he created artificially, before that, humans had the ability to fly, like,
just look at the dinosaur bones. They had flying dinosaurs.
What do you think? Why don't you think Apollo is around anymore? Obviously, he fell to his death after Isaac Newton created gravity.
They got mad. The government got mad that Apollo was ambitious enough to fly all the way to the moon 13 times.
And
so they killed him.
Well, that you're thinking of something else. You're thinking of a different Apollo, the Chinese Apollo. Apollo. No, that's Apollo Chin.
American.
That's Apollo Chin. No, you're thinking the American Apollo was the
Apollo Anton Ono, the figure skater?
No, the
Steve
Apollo
figure skater.
No, the Apollo missions. They were a government attempt. Apollo. He was the best Apollo, honestly. Apollo 1. He was the one that could fly, anywhere he wished to until that damned Newton created that first anti-gravity device, or not anti-gravity, that first gravity device that then sank into our Earth because it was too heavy and is now at the center of our Earth, creating all this gosh darn gravity, right? Well, Apollo, he died. Well, the U.S. government tried to replicate that by making sequels to Apollo. They made Apollo 2, Apollo 3, and all of those guys, failed at their craft. And the only sort of successful Apollo was Apollo 11. Apollo 13 was a disaster. All of those Apollos, they might have been, from 11 onwards, might have been all right, except for 13. Fuck him. They were all right, but they were nothing compared to the original Apollo. But I guess in comparison, these guys were overcoming gravity. Apollo didn't have to do that, and he technically never did, because gravity sent him to his shallow, watery grave on the sands of Tanzania. So,
well, then you get to the modern era, and towards the end of one might describe it as the ass end of the 20th century, on into the very beginning of the 21st century.
The ass age.
You get the Olympic jet skater Apollo Anton Ono, and that guy, he's great and all. What he does is amazing. I don't want to detract from the fact of all the medals he won, speed skating and whatnot. Yep. But all the guys everybody wants to say, "Ooh, look at him going around circles so fast," but the fact is he's stuck on the ground.
He's stuck on the ground. Imagine
he's permanently grounded. He can't skate in the air, folks. He can't skate in space.
You notice
he's not skating on the moon.
You notice we have skydivers, but we don't have sky sailors, right? Why don't we have sky sailors?
Why not?
That's my big question. Well, it's easily answered with this. Gravity is the reason. We don't see freaking, Air Force One in space. Why? Because
gravity keeps pulling us back to this little rock.
Yeah,
teeny tiny marble in the grand ball pit of the universe.
Absolutely right. And ever since, what really tipped it off, what really cemented gravity's rule is the fact that the fucking Congress, these money-grabbing bastards pretty much signed it into law now. So we absolutely cannot
everybody with no exceptions, even birds and them animals and stuff. What kind of whatnot is that? We'll have to follow it.
Birds are made to fly. That's literally how we designed them when we constructed the first bird.
You brought up Isaac Neutron, and I just wanted to say that Isaac Neutron came up with the law of gravity in 1615.
Yeah.
It's now 2018, and we're still following laws from the Dark Ages, where some people didn't even realize they couldn't see because they were like, it's dark, and it's like, dude, open your eyes and stop hiding in the basement all day. Quit watching TV and come out here. 1600s TV, by the way, didn't even move. So why are we following laws from the 1600s? We should be following laws from the 16 nows.
Yeah, we should. I agree. All right, well, I gotta poop, so we're gonna take a quick break.
Okay, poop break, everybody.
This episode of the Things About Stuff podcast is brought to you by Graviton Anti-Gravity Pads.
Don't think we're quite ready to start back yet.
What? Why?
All
right, we're back.
Yep, we're back talking about gravity. So before the potty break, I was talking about Isaac Neuron and his laws, his unjust laws from the 1600s of gravity. I just wanted to say, like, it didn't all start with Isaac Newton. For those of you who don't know, Neutron, I'm sorry, are not students of the annals of history.
Yeah, actually, it was started by Fugger Dugart, the beloved artist and philanthropist and anthropologist and anthropod himself, actually. So, but also that,
Well, it wasn't a problem then. Dugart just wanted everything. He was trying to get his paints to not fly right off the ball of the Earth, because he's like, the Earth is spinning around, and it's a problem because birds are trying to fly and chirp and lay their eggs, and they can't reproduce because their eggs are flying off the branches and splatting against the walls of the church.
Yeah,
we need to find a way to keep everything on the ground. Otherwise, I can't paint, because when paints just fly everywhere and everything's ugly, like a really ugly abstract painting. Like, you just threw paint on the canvas because they're going everywhere all the time. So they had to invent gravity. And it made sense for everybody to follow that law back then.
Also, another reason is because birds were pooping everywhere, and they wanted bird poop, as soon as it's ejected, to just stay in the air so that it wouldn't come back down. And once it made a cloud, they would just wipe it away, maybe send it into space.
Actually, that's a commonly held myth, Peter. What really happened with bird poop is that's why they invented cars. Have you ever noticed how if you don't have a garage that's enclosed from the rest of the world, no matter what, bird poop will inevitably get on your car? That's because cars are magnet gravity wells, if you can, to attract bird poop away from other stuff. Otherwise, we'd all be walking down the street every day with bird shit all over our clothes, and we'd probably be like bathing in bird shit in our pipes. There'd be grime in our pipes because we didn't have cars.
I didn't know that, but did you know this, Tim? Birds are originally, you know how humans invented birds, obviously. We created the first bird in a laboratory in I want to say it was about 1492, around the time Columbus sailed to India. But other than that, like when he discovered India and all that. But, birds were created in a laboratory as gravity-fighting machines. And lo and behold, gravity didn't exist back then, so they weren't really sure why they made them in the first place, because gravity was invented much later on. But they thought, gravity is going to be...
They were ahead of their time, that's for sure.
They were ahead of their time. They said, they're like, birds, will fight this thing called gravity, which will be a huge force to be reckoned with in the future, and we need to stop it. So we are going to create these beings that can defy it, even though we have no idea what it is. But, they could see the future. They had a third eye back then. People used to have 3 eyes. Fun fact, everybody was a triclops. We evolved out of it eventually.
It's true. It's true.
Yes, it's true. Sometimes Buddhists, can open up their third eye, and sometimes Hindus too. But for the most part, the American has no...
Modern humans poop out of their third eye. They don't have an eyeball in there no more.
Yeah, it's true.
It's done gone. And you gotta wipe it.
Dunga gone, if you will.
Yep.
But that's besides the point. Basically, we created birds for the sole fact to defy gravity. And, I mean, they're doing the job really, really well, but we thought they'd fight gravity harder than they do. And honestly, where's my free flight in the air?
Who can say where it is?
We need to, hold the ideals of Helen Keller very, very near and dear. And we need to just euthanize all the birds because they aren't getting the job done.
We're at 14 minutes here, and it's time to say to do a little plug for our sponsor here. We're here with you on the radio waves of the interwebs tonight because of a special company called Dreisler. Peter, would you like to explain what Dreisler is?
I don't know what the fuck Dreisler is.
Dude, just...
Ah, yes, Dreisler, the anti-gravity creating corporation incorporated.
This is the Dreisler. I just got my Dreisler the other day, and oh my goodness, my life is completely different. Peter, what does the Dreisler do?
Well,
man?
you see, Dreisler originally started out as a shower handle company, and they made shower handles around the house. Well, you see, given the the terrible nature of gravity, they wanted to combat it pretty much. So what did they do? They, took out a bunch of old boxes, a bunch of old computer fans. They rigged it up in such a ingenious fashion as to defy gravity itself. You hook one up in your house, you set it onto your power grid, every house on your block loses gravity capabilities, meaning that you can float in the air. It's
Think
very
about
impressive.
the ramifications and the meaning for mankind means that we are no longer held back, or no longer suppressed and held down. The future is meaningless. We could literally do anything we want.
It's true. Also, people wonder, is this a scam? Of course it's not a fucking scam, you troglodyte bastard. Hey, why would it be? Would we lie to you? No, we wouldn't lie to you. Here's how it freaking works, right? So gravity produces natural waves, right? In the shape of either a sine or cosine or tangential wave, pretty much, right? Well, you see, basically, you have filters that are in the waveform of those waves, right? So it catches those waves, stops them in their tracks, right? Those gravity waves. Dreisler pretty much just catches all of them using these gravity filters that you input into it. And after the gravity filter's done, you take it out, throw it in a trash can, get a new one. Make sure your trash can's stationed on the side of the road at all times, because that sucker will get very, very heavy, and you gotta get, a gravity treatment program from Dreisler to drain the gravity pretty much out of that trash can, because it comes so heavy because of all the waves in there. But essentially, it just removes all the gravity temporarily from your room.
Dreisler are wonderful.
They are wonderful. They're
They're
lifesavers.
the greatest thing since canned
Dreisler,
air.
honestly.
Since canned air. And they're just beautiful and wonderful and make life. They have so much potential to make life better than it already is.
Here's the thing. We have a special promotion for you today.
Down with
special
gravity.
promotion. If you go to www.frauds.com right now, right? Frauds standing for free rental. Always under Dreisler.com. That's frauds, right? The S doesn't matter. It's silent. Well, pretty much, if you input the code, I believe the code was things about stuff, gravity.
With a hashtag somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there.
We don't remember where.
We don't remember,
so
but
just
you
guess
can
after
figure
each
it
letter.
out.
Maybe
Figure
type
it out.
after each letter a hashtag, and that doesn't work. Start deleting it and then hitting enter until it does work.
That doesn't matter though. The point is, the special code that we have for you today will grant you access on Dreisler's website, or frauds.com, right? It's their acronym for, their parent company. Pretty much, you today with this deal can drop the price. The price of Dreisler, their anti-gravity device, will drop for you from $50 to $19.99. Right? Just hear me out. From $50 to $19.99, and if that wasn't good enough, if that was not good enough for you, if you simply did not perceive that deal as good enough to your ideals, if that did not align with what you believe in, if you don't think that it's adequate enough for you, well, here's the clincher. Here's the real clincher. Here's the nipple pincher, right? The linchpin, if you will, the linchpin of this paradigm, pretty much. They will throw in 3 free gravity filters, absolutely free of charge. You can't get a better deal than this.
That price, all that, and a bag of chips that is floating chips, because
floating chips, they drained the gravity out of them. They baked them without
that
gravity.
Price will drop, but you will not, because you will no longer be held back by the restrictive power of gravity, and you will be empowered in the fight against gravity.
The fight against gravity!
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 Suck it, gravity!
Ah! Pick yours up today!
Wow, folks, Peter sure gets animated when he thinks about Dreisler.
What, Dreisler?
Oh, hey, calm down. The commercial's over. But that's just because he thinks about the wonderful, wonderful opportunities they can create for the betterment of mankind. So getting back into the meat of the podcast here. Before break, I talked a little bit about the ancient history of gravity, and one thing I wanted to point out was that it was really Copernicus that he was a priest way back in the dark 1500 ages, and he really postulated this whole theory, this idea of gravity, and he said like the sun revolves around the moon or something, and it creates gravity as they spin. And the Catholic Church at the time was like, oh hell no. We don't like that, because people are going to start thinking that the gravity is within them too. And if they can hold themselves down, then they can also set themselves free. And then, we're not going to have a pot to piss in here in our church. So we don't want that. So they rounded up Copernicus and they tarred and feathered him and they killed him and had him for Thanksgiving dinner. And that's how the first Thanksgiving was won. But that's a different story. So it's really sad. But then the Catholic gears of the evil Pope's brain started turning, and he thought, gravity. What a concept. What a concept here, this gravity. I can hold everybody down, tell them it's the law, and everybody has to obey it. And, I don't even have to go to the trouble of collecting taxes. Everybody's just going to go ahead and take it for granted that they have to stay on both feet on the earth and only have a jump lasting a couple seconds before they come crashing back down. And they're never going to try to fly on out of this chicken coop. So he decided to use that. And not only did he use it, but they developed using ropes, pulleys, wheels, and gears deep beneath the Vatican.
Wasn't this Pope Constantine?
I think so. Pope Constantine, the same one who moved the capital to Byzantium. He came up. He built deep under the Byzantium Vatican City. He built a giant machine that could create gravity. And Jesus was Jesus had ascended, some 1,500 years prior to that, and left the atmosphere and was holding his super mighty super breath with his powerful Jesus lungs. He had just exited the orbit of Pluto and was careening towards deep space outside the solar system, when lo and behold, his acceleration slowed and he stopped and he started reversing his path, and he's like, holy freaking crap here. Father, please save me. I'm trying to ascend into heaven, and I've just left it's going to take me thousands of years. And I've only just left the orbit of Pluto, and lo, I am returning to Earth with accelerating speed and velocity here. And it was because the Catholic Church had locked onto them with their evil gravity tractor beam of Satan, and were pulling him back, careening across the stars, back to plummet down to Earth, where he now resides today, 1,500 years later, in the year 2018. He now resides deep beneath the Vatican in a box. So the Vatican literally has Jesus in a box because they're trying to enforce the theory of gravity, and they think they can even hold Jesus down. And he's trying to escape. So if you hear Jesus knocking on the door of your heart, and I don't mean to get too religious and whatnot here, but if you hear him, it's probably really him knocking on the doors of that box, saying, the walls of the box, saying, please get me the hell out of here. All right? I was supposed to be gone onto Alpha Centauri years ago, and visited those kind folks over there, but the Vatican pulled me down with a gravity ray. So gravity truly is very, very, very evil and wicked. It's been used for just awful ulterior motives throughout human history, at least for the last 1,500 years. And it all started with Isaac Newton and Copernicus, and it just hasn't it's spiraled out of control, and it's only ever spiraled further and further downward.
Hey, shut up.
So why did you tell me to shut up? What will we do now? Oh, so we got a word from the bosses upstairs saying I was getting a little too religious, a little too proselytizey, so got to move on here. So Peter, I'm going to hand it over to you for a second.
Okay, well, yeah, so gravity. Yeah, so currently it is holding me down, and if it weren't for gravity, my last marriage wouldn't have failed, because me and Lintilda were walking down the avenue in fucking, what's it called, Liverpool. That's the one. That's the accursed city which I'll never revisit ever again. And we were just walking down Liverpool, and all of a sudden some freaking dude, right? It was a woman actually, some freaking lady dude, some Thea dude, whoa dude, just came up and just shanked her and stole her money, and then
it's true.
Pushed
I was
her.
Right there.
He was right there. Pushed her over a bridge, and she fell off the bridge, and then landed, and on her feet, thankfully, was rushed to the hospital.
Where she later exploded.
No. She did not explode. That
was a different lady. That was my neighbor.
That was his neighbor, who was my other ex-fiance. This lady, freaking, her brain must have hit the ground or something because it wasn't regulating her organs properly. So her heart literally just fell straight out of her body, and she later just broke up with me because I let her get shanked in the streets. So
Didn't she poop her heart out?
no, that was your hamster. But
Oh yeah.
yeah. So
They look similar.
if it weren't for gravity,
Bitch.
I'd still have people in my life.
Well, gravity certainly sucks.
Well, actually, no. It kind of is a force downward.
We weren't able to bring this person on the show, but he did agree to do a celebrity cameo and had a special public service announcement. So in just a second, we're gonna play the sound clip from, ladies and gentlemen, Ringo Starr. Here we go.
Hello everyone, this is Ringo Starr, and I just want to say, as a public service announcement, how terribly, terribly sorry I am that the entire world has been held down for so many years, far, far too long, by gravity. And I just want to say that I'm warning you, Catholic Church, with peace and love, I'm warning you to quit holding the human race down with gravity. If you know what's good for you, I will motherfucking mess you up. I'm motherfucking Ringo Starr. I was scrapping before you were even born, most of you. But with peace and love, I'm warning you to stop using gravity to hold the human race down. Thank you, peace and love. Good day. Cheerio.
Wow. What a
an
great
amazing
wow.
man.
You
He's an artist. He ironically enough, he actually uses gravity to force ink out of his pen, his digital pen, to make MS Paint drawings.
No one's perfect.
He's a hypocrite, but he's
the philanthropy.
he's a musician though, so he gets a pass. He gets a total pass on his
the philanthropy,
completely.
the genius, the know-how of that man. All those years and such hits as like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. He's going boom, bada boom, 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 boom with the drums there.
Did you
in the
see him in
background.
the latest Batman movie?
No.
He was great. He was so great. I couldn't even tell it was him. Couldn't even tell
Did
it
he
was
play
him.
Rupert?
No, he played Batman. He played Bruce Wayne.
Really? That
Yeah.
was him?
Yeah, that was him.
That's amazing. No wonder he busted into a drum solo there. That was amazing.
All right, so we have a very close friend of the show, Dr. Gary Hump. Well, he's not a doctor, actually. He's a honorary junior PhD, but Gary Hump nonetheless.
His honorary degree from junior college.
Yeah, from Harvard on the Hill. Very, very good. So we are going to call Mr. Hump, I guess.
He's a very smart man. He's won the claw machine all 7 times I've seen him play it. Like, bam, instantly. Who can do that? It takes some brains.
It does take brains.
And he's an expert on gravity.
He is.
Studying gravity theoremetrics over there at.
He's also a
Yonder
very accomplished.
College.
He's also a very accomplished darts player.
Well, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, no, it is. With the occasional one dart into the stands on accident sometimes. Other than that, he typically hits the bullseye every single time. He's actually split a dart before, but that's not the point. We're gonna call up Dr. Honorary Junior PhD Gary Hump right now. So, yeah.
I cannot get my phone at the moment, so please leave a message after the beep. Thank you.
At the tone, please
All right. Well, that was the wrong number. All right.
Well,
so we're
gonna
back,
try
and
this again. We're gonna try this again. He's probably pooping, so we're gonna call him. Hey, you're on the Things About Stuff podcast, Dr. Gary Hump. We're calling to ask you.
Tim and Peter
Yeah,
here.
we're calling to ask you about gravity and your input on gravity.
Gravity isn't real. It hasn't been proven.
We agree. We do agree
Yeah,
with
it's
that. We
ju-
very much
It's
agree with
just
that.
a theory, right, Doctor?
It's a theory. It's not true. We're being held down by little particles in the air.
Very true.
Are they sinister particles?
I believe they are. What are they called? The Star Wars midichlorians. I think the midichlorians are pushing down on us.
That is some serious science that we have not even thought of. We have not even envisioned.
We haven't addressed that this episode. Could you go more into depth on that subject, please, Dr. Hump?
I believe that when our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ died, he gave everyone. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
That's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. We can edit that out in post.
Yeah, it's okay.
Wait, are you actually recording me?
Yeah.
What?
You agreed to this beforehand.
Yeah, you did. You called us.
What?
Yeah.
Don't call here expecting us not to record it. If you're calling into the podcast to be a celebrity guest,
Yeah.
an expert witness in the case against Gravity.
Oh God. All right. Well. I believe that when Anakin Skywalker got thrown into the lava by our dear friend Obi-Wan Kenobi, because he had the high ground, so
Yeah,
obviously
he did.
Anakin was on the losing side there.
Long live the high ground, right?
Yeah, long live Darth Vader
Long
and the
live-
Empire.
Long live the high ground.
You know. Yeah, if it weren't for the high ground, that gravity would not have done him in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
The
let's
higher you are, the more midichlorian account you have. So
let's talk about these diabolical midichlorians. What's their purpose and what's their agenda here? What do they want from us? Why are they holding us down?
I feel like they're trying to make us feel like they owe us something, or we owe them something. I think they're trying to tell us that there's just not enough midichlorians in the world, and we just kind of took them away from each other, I guess. I don't know.
Well, why though? And what can we do, if anything, to fight against this gravity suppression?
Wait, sorry, what?
What can we do, if anything, to fight against this suppressive gravity regime that's in place?
I believe that we can storm the government. Maybe that's a good idea. Make sure that they can't touch our own midichlorians. So we can, as long as we can protect our midichlorians with midichlorians, I think we'll be fine.
Okay. Well, we know you're very busy with your studies. You're obviously studying the effect of gravity on pornographic filmography. So we're gonna let you go. But it was great talking to you.
Thank you for calling,
Dr. Hump.
and get the hell off our podcast right now.
All right. Bye.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
What a great guest.
Yeah, he was a great guest. He was very, very, very good. But you heard it right here first, folks. We got to overthrow the government in order to abolish gravity.
Yeah.
So all our listeners out there, be ready to storm the government and overthrow it. You heard it right here on the Things About Stuff podcast with Tim and Peter first. Got to overthrow that oppressive government.
Yeah, we do.
Even if it's a good one. Say it's your local town hall and they do a pretty decent job taking care of you and people. Still, you just got to go. Because gravity's got to go.
It's very true.
Yep.
So, yeah, we have, I got to go tie one on real quick because, this podcast just mentally hurts me. It's a lot. So,
I got to go take a pee-pee.
After that, we're going to come back.
I'll take a little man tinkle.
Yeah, okay, after we come back, I guess, whatever the hell that was, after we get back, we got a very good surprise for you guys. We have,
Don't spoil the surprise.
Sorry. We have...
We don't have a Dreisler.
We have not a Dreisler.
Definitely not.
Definitely not a Dreisler. So, we'll be back.
Eggs. 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 Eat eggs every day, kids. It's good.
This message has been brought to you by Eggs. Eat eggs!
We're back, and we have a special guest. Surprise for you here tonight on Things About Stuff podcast.
I saved up. Last episode. I saved up a lot open up that portal, I saved up a lot of what my son had made from the Special Olympics earnings. I took a lot of that money and I put it towards this. Well, this time my money laundering scheme at the 7-Eleven at the corner of Crossroads and Main Street, pretty much. My underground human trafficking circle, pretty much, has finally gotten me enough money to where I can afford the top of the line Dreisler anti-gravity machine. It is 14 variable speed.
But you don't want to hear Peter's life story about it. You want to hear the special surprise.
Yeah,
and the special surprise is we got a Dreisler. Hooray!
We're gonna use it. This baby right here. We're gonna use it. Okay, we're gonna turn it on.
It's just so big.
It is big
and square and cubical.
It really is.
We're gonna go ahead and flip the switch there and.
Yeah. Let me just. All right.
Okay. So that's flip.
Wait. It's not plugged in. It's not plugged in. Can you plug it in? Can you plug it in?
Oh, hold on. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Technical. The things you take for granted in the technology, right? Oh my. Here we go. We're gonna plug that in.
Okay. There we go.
Whoa, it's like humming. Whoa, I can kind of feel like the electric.
Kind of feels like
coming out of it.
It feels like Hanukkah
Whoa,
for a little bit.
It smells funny. It's glowing kind of blue and red. It's
All right, it's going. Yeah, it's started up. It started up.
Okay. Let me see.
Something's not. Is something wrong?
Whoa. So it has all kinds. There's a panel here. It's got buttons and dials and a little touchpad. It wants me to put in some information. So it wants to know my height. Definitely almost 7 feet tall. Weight 113 pounds.
I think I hear some of the inner workings inside of that machine there.
How high would I like to hover? Okay, well, it's gonna momentarily. We got a counter here. It's 10 seconds and it's counting down. It's gonna zap me with the gravity beam and undo my gravity, my personal gravity. So we got about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 here. And it's gonna... Whoa! Wow, both my feet are off the ground here. And I'm floating.
Very minimally though. Let's crank it up. Let's see.
Yeah.
What are the... Oh hey,
Wow.
let's just crank it. Let's just all the way.
Whoa, this is cool. Wow.
Yeah, he's moving. He's moving. His feet are a little off the ground.
Whoa.
Why don't we try max setting? Max setting. All right, ready.
Oh, wow, I feel light as air. I'm floating around.
Wow, this is so
Whoa,
cool.
I feel
This
like
is
I'm
so
swimming
cool.
in air. This is so cool. Whoa. Oh, I keep bumping. Oh, ow. Ow. Oh, I hit the wall here, but that's okay. I'm just kind of getting used to it. I'm kind of. I feel like there's kind of like a hand on my tummy. My back is up here against the ceiling. And it feels like a hand's pushing on my tummy. And it won't push. It's kind of uncomfortable, but it's kind of cool too because I feel like I'm just like floating on air. There's a blinky red light and a. Does that sound? Should that sound concern me, Peter?
No,
It sounds like
okay.
an alarm. Sounds pretty serious.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But it's pushing against my stomach more. Oh, the plaster on the ceiling started to crack.
Oh no, not again. This always happens. He always. All right. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna go get him because I'm not retarded. So. Oh my god. Oh my god. I set it to the maximum settings and he flew through the ceiling into the ionosphere and I turned it off and he came crashing back down. I think I saw him twitch. Oh my god. I think he's alive.
Peter, is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
Peter, I have one last thing to say before I go. Oh, what? Don't give my paycheck to Dreisler. Peter.
What? Peter. What? Peter. What is it? Eat eggs. Well, gonna have to find a new host. Oh God. I should probably go to the hospital. This hurts. Alright, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna stop eating eggs and I'm gonna donate his paycheck to Dreisler. Just like he told me to do. Alright. I'll see you guys next webisode. Guten Tag.